Welcome to the Biz Easy podcast, where small business is simplified for greater results. Brought to you by Resources and Development. Go to www.resources-development.com for help in taking your business to the next level. And now, help me welcome the host of the Biz Easy podcast, Steve McCrillis.
Welcome to the Biz Easy podcast, coming to you from the small business capital of America, right here in Middle Tennessee, while reaching across the globe, translated in English for your listening pleasure, and the land of perpetual summer. The Biz Easy Network, your resource to help take your business to the next level. Also, stay tuned to learn how you can get your free Biz Easy business tool gift at the end of this podcast. My name is Steve, your host, as we all learn how to stay better focused on the things that make your business great. Don't forget, our book is available on Amazon. Still available on Amazon. We're going to become a best-selling author group, and we only need a few more copies to make that. I'd like to introduce you to my partner, our resident guru of coaching, our lead business coach, Skip Williams.
Hey, Steve, how's it going today?
Good. It's always going great. How's it going with you?
Well, I'm a little pissed. Somebody stole my copy of Microsoft Office, and to whoever stole it, I will find you. You have my word.
I like how you delivered that one. That was actually very good. Okay, Skip, what do we have on the agenda today? I know there's a question afoot.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about marketing all the way through sales. And is marketing and sales the same thing?
Are they different?
Well, it has been said that the job of marketing is to put breadcrumbs on the lawn to attract the ducks, and that sales job is to shoot those ducks. That's perhaps
Pete's not listening right now.
Perhaps that's crude, but I think it's still a good analogy of what needs to take place in almost any business. Put differently, marketing needs to make the phone ring or get people through the door, and sales needs to work with those customers to get them what they need and ultimately close the sale. A lot of businesses think sales and marketing is the same discipline, and while they are related, they are cousins at best. Sales and marketing have very different skill sets, and few people are good at both. And when marketing is done well, it makes the sales effort much easier.
Most of the companies that I've worked with and inquired about, they always put their sales and marketing departments into one person. He's in charge of sales and marketing. I said, what is the difference? And they couldn't come up with a quick metaphor like you did, which I think is great. I wish I had that when I was out there traveling. That would have been a great thing to mention.
Yeah, it really is, about getting that phone to ring, right? And then the salespeople can take it from there. So both disciplines have different processes that can best be visualized in the shape of a funnel, starting with a wide top and a very narrow bottom. So the marketing funnel takes everyone that uses the advertising channel that is chosen, such as TV, social media, print, internet marketing, and then dumps them into the top of the funnel. They're basically getting contacts, right? And putting them into the top of the funnel. At this point, these are unidentified potential customers, and we don't know anything about them. From there, we create awareness about our company and our product. Many will not have an interest in what we sell, so the volume of people we are communicating with becomes less as they travel down the funnel. Okay. Next, we try to educate those left in the funnel about what we sell and why we are unique in the industry and why we can meet their needs. You'll have more fall out of the funnel because they're not ready to buy, or after learning about us, they find out our uniqueness is not that particularly important to them.
But at that point in the marketing, the idea was to get them in the funnel.
Fill up the funnel, and you'll lose the original quantity as you move down through the funnel.
And the salespeople, in the meantime, are sifting through it and deciding. At least they've got people to talk to. Yes.
Oh, right. Okay. So finally, we get to take some kind of action, and this may be for them to call us, visit us, or at least provide us with contact information. Those that act Those that act is the bottom of our marketing funnel, which becomes the top of our sales funnel. Marketing's job is done. Notice that each stage of the funnel you end up with less than you started. Excuse me. Measuring what goes in versus what comes out can tell you two things. Perhaps we can improve our message on advertising channel to improve this ratio. Or if we want more out of the bottom of the funnel, this ratio will let us know how many we need to add to the top of the funnel.
Which is why sales and marketing departments have to work in tandem all the time.
Right. So let's say I'm marketing and you're sales, and we're broadcasting to 100 people, and by the time they get to the bottom of our funnel, we've only got 10 to hand off to you to do your sales thing. So okay. if we need more than 10, then we need to do one of two things. We need to either improve our marketing message, I should say, or we need to add more people to the top of the funnel. So if you're getting 10 out of 100, then maybe we need to dump 200 in there to get you the 20 you need to work with this month or whatever.
Great fundamental example. I get it.
Right, but the cheaper method is to improve your marketing message so that you get a greater percentage. We can get that to 15 or 20 out of the 100. That much better.
Sure.
So a good example of a marketing funnel is Zillow or Realtor.com. If I'm a realtor, I place an ad on the website. Then people use search criteria to narrow down what they're looking for. My ad tells them the important information about the property I'm selling. I educate them about the uniqueness of this property. The ad invites them to leave their contact info so that I can reach out to them.
So this is a classic example of sales and marketing being the same person.
Yeah, this is right, because usually realtors work independently, but not necessarily, right? One person in the office could do the marketing and the other person do the sales.
True.
But that's the marketing side of the job. Then sales, now that we have good leads, customers calling or standing in front of us, the sales process can begin. Depending on what you're selling and where you're selling it, the sales process can vary from 1 or 2 steps to 8 to 10 steps, but most steps are about removing roadblocks and getting them closer to the sale. Here's a typical list of steps, but yours may vary. Contacting prospects to hopefully set up a more formal meeting soon. Then qualifying leads to make sure they have the money and the authority to make the purchase. Presentation to make your sales pitch where you describe your product and your business proposition. Number 4 is address objections. Remember to listen for these all the way through and always respond respectfully. Closing the sale, trying to look for buying signals, and then ask the buyer for their order. And then follow up. Make sure your customers are satisfied so that customers continue to purchase from your business. So you're an expert in this area, I'd say, Steve. So you may add some steps to that or subtract some steps from that, depending on what you're selling, right?
I think that you can expand that list based on exactly what you just said, what you're selling. But I think that we could do an entire podcast and blog on closing the sale, which tends to be the most difficult things for most people to do, to literally ask for the sale. You can go through all the song and dance, dog and pony show. You can go through qualifying, taking it down the funnel, going through the list. You get to the final and they're both staring at each other. That's when most salespeople, in my experience, look at the client and they don't say the very important words. Right?
Yeah. Like, how should we write up our order for 1 or 2, right? Or whatever I think that'd be a great future podcast and blog, Steve, and I think you'd be just the guy to write that.
I'll get busy. Give me a minute.
Put it on your to-do list.
There you go.
The more interaction between the customer and the salesperson there is, the more need for CRMs and sales funnels. Organized sales do not happen with sticky notes. You have to spend a lot of time and money obtaining leads. Each one is precious and needs to be treated like a valuable company asset. They need to be nurtured and be provided with proper follow-up. And remember, repeat customers are more profitable than new customers. Once again, measuring the fallout at each step of the sales process or the funnel will tell us how many we need to start with to get to our sales goal. But it'll also let us know where in the process we're losing prospective customers. So we might adjust our process and our pitch to plug that leak.
Let me take this moment to say the company that I once worked for had 300 people doing marketing / preliminary sales, building the funnel, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And they were smiling and dialing small business owners to find out if they could be even remotely interested in having an objective look at their company in order to do what I did, which was business analysis. But the amount of detail, the amount of information, the amount of data that they collected, the number of people they had to call, because there's a lot of people you call today don't even answer the phone, right? Naturally, you're calling a business doesn't mean they're not going to answer the phone. But what do you do when you get an answering machine? Who do you go? Use the directory, right? But going through all that and the numbers that you just spoke about, 100 calls yields 10 people that you would talk to, yields one person that you'll actually have a conversation with. I just throw those numbers out there to make it easy, but those numbers can vary widely depending on what you're selling, depending on how you approach it, depending on what sort of an attitude you have in reaching the client. So many variables there. And one would think that it's almost nebulous to try to come up with a marketing plan where you could fill the funnel.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes, like you say, it takes a whole call center to make enough work for one salesperson.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Interesting. So if you're selling groceries or you're doing internet sales, then you rely heavily on the marketing process. If you're going after government contracts, you rely mostly on your sales process. If you're selling cars, then you use both extensively. It's important to map out your marketing and sales processes, follow those processes, and then measure the processes for effectiveness as well as ramping them up or ramping them down, depending on.
As usual, we have taken a very complex topic, marketing and sales, very complex topic, and we boiled it down into basically a 15-minute sermon, right?
Right.
And we banter about experience and what we've seen, what we've recognized, what we've seen in our careers. I guess the point I'm trying to make is once you can see the functional, we have to get back to basics. Look at the functionality of it and make sure that all these people that are doing what they're doing are fitting into the categories necessary to achieve the very thing that you're trying to do is sell a product. Close the sale.
Close the sale, man.
Yeah. As an illustration of current of the content that we showed today in a company that's still in existence today, we have a little story time here for you. Now, listen to this story. Keep in mind that this company is still in existence today, one I'm sure that you've heard of. They started, like many of you, from humble beginnings, and thanks to our podcast, they simplified things for greater results. And they simplified it to make it very complex. But when you break it down into the points that Skip just pointed out, I think you'll enjoy the story. And roll it, baby. A real-life example of a company that effectively used a funnel system to generate leads and a sales team to close sales is Salesforce, the global leader in customer relationship management software. Salesforce, founded in 1999 by Mark Benioff, revolutionized the software industry with its cloud-based CRM solution. The company provides tools for sales, customer service, marketing, and more, helping businesses of all sizes manage their customer relationships. Salesforce's rise to success can be attributed to a well-defined sales funnel that drives leads through various stages, backed by a strong sales team that closes deals. Here's how Salesforce used this funnel system. Number 1, to attract, which is the top of the funnel, using content marketing, events and webinars, and SEO and PPC campaigns. Number 2, convert, which is the middle of the funnel, lead magnets and free trials, lead scoring, and email nurturing. And number 3, closing, the bottom of the funnel, a sales team engagement with product demonstrations and negotiating and deal closure. Salesforce's sales team plays an essential role in closing high-value enterprise clients. Their success is built on several key strategies. Those strategies include highly trained sales reps. Salesforce invests heavily in training their sales team to understand not just the CRM product, but also the industries and challenges faced by their clients. Number 2, data-driven selling. Because Salesforce CRM is integrated with their entire marketing and sales funnel, the sales team has access to detailed information on each lead's interactions with the company. Number 3, long-term relationship building. They focus not only on closing deals, but also ensuring their clients have the support they need to be a successful post-purchase. And number 4, account-based marketing. The sales team works closely with marketing to target key accounts, large enterprises, with personalized content, events, and outreach. Salesforce's use of a funnel system and its high-performing sales team has driven tremendous growth and success for the company in industry leadership, enterprise clients, and sustained growth. Since its IPO in 2004, Salesforce has been consistent revenue growth driven by its effective marketing funnel and sales strategies. Salesforce's success is a compelling example of how a well-structured funnel marketing system combined with an effective sales team can drive significant business growth. Their strategy highlights the importance of aligning marketing and sales efforts to create a seamless process from lead generation to deal closure. Good story. They hope to inspire others with their story and their work, and they believe that nothing is impossible with passion and perseverance. And what are you thinking about it, Skip?
Well, I think it's cool that we picked a company that not only used a sales funnel to build their sales, but they actually sell the software that you can use to create a sales funnel for yourself. So I thought that was kind of appropriate.
Well, it is a macro explanation of exactly what we're talking about. The very manner in which they go about doing things using that funnel method is exactly what everybody can and should do to be able to organize their contacts, their leads, and ultimately the people that are delivered to your sales department.
I think the lesson here in the story is, but more importantly in today's topic is you start with this process. You start dumping something in the funnel, and what comes out of the bottom is a certain ratio of what went into the top of the funnel, whether that's the marketing portion of the funnel or sales for but the beauty of it is you can measure the results, and then you can improve where you think you're losing too much in the funnel. So if each stage of the sales process is going well, but the closes, we seem to lose most of them in the close, then maybe we need to come up with a better close. Or in the marketing funnel, perhaps there's something we can do to increase the amount of people who respond to an ad or whatever. But that's the point: is you start with a process, you're going to get a certain ratio, and you can get that ratio for each stage of it. You measure it, you adjust, and then execute, and then measure again.
Yeah. Recording that results, I know that's always your go-to naturally, and it makes perfect sense. But I will tell you anecdotally that every business owner that I have ever spoken to, I didn't get into sales and marketing a great deal, somewhat. And I asked them, how do you track your leads? How do you know where these people are coming from so that you can diffuse your sale or your marketing to use it a little bit more effectively? And they always said the same thing. Well, Margaret, our front desk gal, every time somebody comes or somebody inquires, she asks them, how did you hear about us? I go, oh, you do that routinely? Yes. So when I had a interview with Margaret, what do you think she said?
That she never asks, or that they never tell, one or the other.
That's right. That's right. But they tell me with confidence, well, Margaret asks every time. So we have sort of a compiled list of where we're getting all this. And my follow-up question to that is, so where are you getting most of your leads from? And, they always come up with something. By the end of the day, they're like, yeah, I think we need to do a better job.
Yeah. I mean, you can cut a steak with a butter knife, but it's a lot easier to cut it with a sharp knife. And that's the point. You keep sharpening, and you'll get better ratios from top to the bottom of the funnel over time.
No truer words could have been spoken other than from Stephen Covey. That is one of the 7 habits of highly effective people.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm not sure I've ever heard that one, but okay.
Anyway, I think we've taken up enough of your drive time today. Thanks for joining us on the podcast. And let's talk a little bit about the free gift that you received today. Now go to our website, resource-development.com. You could see the enormous value that we're giving away just for listening to us today. And let's see what we're going to offer.
Let's roll the video, Steve.
This week's free gift is our marketing evaluator. Now, do you ever write an ad and wonder if it is going to have the impact you intend for it to have on your potential customers? Well, this tool is designed to help you review your current marketing impact and efficacy for deciding upon improvement or reassignment. We all know how important planning is, especially when it comes to planning for profit. To ensure that you are planning to put your best foot forward in marketing your business, this tool is a great resource for you and your marketing effort. Let's let Skip show us around.
This week's tool, Steve, is pretty simple. It's really just scoring yourself in several different areas, but I think it'll really help people determine how powerful and what type of an impact their ads will have. So each category, you would pick which number best describes your ad, put it in here. So we're taking some of the subjectivity, but not all the subjectivity out of writing these ads. Put your points in each of these sections, each section. And at the end, it'll give you your average points, and it will tell you whether you should probably start all over from scratch or whether you have something that's clear, passionate, precise, and powerful. Pretty simple tool to use, but I think it'll be really effective for folks when they're writing an ad or evaluating an ad that was written for them. Thanks, Steve.
As Skip mentioned, once again, the inputs are minimal, but the outputs are very powerful. Now, this tool can be very valuable in helping you look more objectively at your marketing products and evaluate just how effective it will be to your constituency. Now, we hope this makes your business a little more predictable and profitable. And the way to get your copy of the Marketing Evaluator tool free today is to go to the products page at resources-development.com and use the coupon code ADCHECK. That's ADCHECK to get yours absolutely free. And this product is a $9.95 value that you will receive for listening to us today. Our gift to help make your life biz easier.
Write that ad and stand back and watch the sales roll in. Right, Steve?
There you go. Thanks, Skip. Wait a minute. We're literally giving that away?
Literally, not figuratively.
Yeah, literally giving that away. Excellent. Okay, until next time, I'd say that's a wrap.
Let's do it. That is a wrap, Steve. Woo!
Thanks for listening to today's Busy Z podcast. If you enjoyed our broadcast, we would kindly ask you to like, subscribe, and share with other entrepreneurs. See you next time on the Biz Easy podcast, where business is simplified for greater results.